Hi, my name is Dave Rosenthal, and I'm happy to be here in front of my virtual comedy wall at Lit Comedy's virtual comedy show from beautiful downtown Washington, D.C. And for all you D.C. residents out there, do you know why you don't have a vote in Congress, final say on your own laws, or recreational marijuana dispensaries? It's because Article 1, Section 8 of the Constitution says Congress can fuck with you any way it wants. I paraphrase, but boy, are you getting fucked. And how did we get here? Blame our founding fathers. No taxation without representation, except for the people in the district. Fuck them. State legislators choose who goes to the Electoral College and elect our president. DC not a state? Fuck them. And except for changing the rules on a president, has anyone's attitude towards DC's residents evolved since then? Well, the House just voted for DC statehood. And by the House, I mean the Democrats. Apparently, House Republicans don't believe in no taxation without representation. Apparently, they believe in fuck them. And why do they believe that? Let's go to the authority. Not Google, not Wikipedia, Fox News. After all, that's where Trump goes. And what does Fox say? They quote Trump. DC will never be a state. Why? So we can have 2 more Democratic senators and 5 more congressmen? No, thank you. That'll never happen. Translation, fuck them. But don't feel special. That's how Trump tweets about LGBTQs, whistleblowers, the environment. Fuck them, fuck them, fuck them, fuck them. And during, any questions? Okay, seeing none. And during the protests at the White House, Trump tweeted that he never felt safer. Of course, he was inspecting his bunker at the time, and apparently that wasn't easy because he needed his newest wife and their 14-year-old son to help inspect his little bunker. Really? How gullible does he think Americans are? Granted, there were those who drank his Clorox, but still. Come on, we know why he really went to the bunker. That's where he stores his Bible for his photo ops. I say, fuck him. And with all that talk about fucking, it should come as no surprise that when my wife and I were naming our rescue dog, we thought of Dickens and Shakespeare. And then we remembered that he was neutered, so we call him Falstaff. Which, not coincidentally, is how we refer to Trump. And though he's house trained, he didn't know any commands. That's our rescue dog, not Trump. He doesn't even take suggestions. Like that his supporters should social distance and wear face masks at his rallies. And I'm really of 2 minds on that. On the one hand, I don't want anyone to get sick and die. But on the other, I'm planning on retiring in 4 years. And thanks to the coronavirus, for the first time, I'm not worried about Social Security running out. Training our dog was like dating my wife. Come, roll over, come again. Yeah, she trained me good. I also know bed and take it. And after all this time, she's still working on bed. And as pet lovers know, the key to training is being rewarded with treats. And my wife's got great treats. Sorry, it's like Pavlov. I think of her treats, I salivate. I feel treats, and she dribbles. I taste treats, and she gushes. Any questions? Use treats for positive reinforcement. And my wife understands this. Want me to do the dishes? Sure, if I get laid. Go to the supermarket? Sure, if I get laid. Pick your mother up at the airport? No, for that I want to get blown. We refer to that as a quid pro blow. Remember, for a marriage to last, it's got to be a 2-way street. She trains me, and I get to train her. That's just quid pro quo, apropos. My wife knows on, wait, and you can get off, which should not be confused with off. You can get off comes between wait, and if she's lucky, comes again. And after comes again, we're both ready for off. I'm still working on fetching quiet. And to be honest, the odds of me teaching my wife to be quiet is about the same as me getting a Powerball. That's the lottery, not a pounding. Because when you have powerful balls, you can always have a Powerball. But I digress. I can tie a cherry stem with my tongue. That's one of my treats. And now all I have to do is send my wife an emoji of a cherry. And when I get home, she's ready for a command performance. Which brought me to the climax of tonight's show. I'm going to be married 42 years. And do you want to know the secret of a lasting relationship? Lust. Thank you for the applause. And I'm not just talking about my lust, but her lust too. Because when you're both in lust, ain't nobody leaving. And I admit, there are times that she has lust and I don't. Then she has to work very hard to make me very hard. And I'm a hard worker too, but sometimes she takes matters into her own hands. And sometimes she lets me watch. And sometimes I hide in the closet. Any questions? And before you say that you can't see having sex with only one person for the rest of your life, I don't think you understand the convenience factor. Opportunity is just a pillow away. What I give up in variety, I more than make up in volume. And that includes when I have lust and she doesn't. Then I resort to pity ploy. Like when I want to have oral sex and she's not in the mood, I give her the pouty face. Quiet, Falstaff, you had your turn. She's a sucker for my pouty face. And when she wants oral sex and I don't, no idea, it's never happened. If you want to know what it takes to keep your lust going for 42 years, here's a tip for you. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, how far would I be willing to go to meet your partner's sexual needs? Speaking for myself, I give it my all. There's not a porn site or sex toy website that I'm not willing to scour for my beloved. 2, how happy do you feel when satisfying your partner's sexual needs? Very happy, especially if it happens just before I'm satisfied. And 3, how high a priority is it meeting your partner's sexual needs? For marriage to last, it's got to be your top priority. And my wife understands this. She puts sex reminders in my phone to stoke my desire. So when I'm watching TV, it buzzes and it shows innocent sounding things like would enjoy Dickens with Shakespeare, or picturing a cherry stem, or my personal favorite, when all it says is Article 1, Section 8, which means she's gonna fuck me any way she wants. Thanks, hope you've enjoyed the show.